Evolution, natural selection, and adaptation. What's the difference? Many people confuse natural selection with evolution, and because natural selection is true, creationists also agree natural selection is true. But you can't conclude that evolution is true because of that, and here is the difference. Natural selection is a concept that was first presented by Charles Darwin when he went to the Galapagos Islands. He was an excellent scientist and an observationist, and he got particularly interested in birds and in finches. And he noticed that the finches on the Galapagos Islands had a variety of shapes of their beaks. But after a drought, most of the birds that survived the drought had long beaks. Before the drought, all shapes of beaks. After the drought, mainly long, because the birds with long beaks were better able to get the seeds and survive when there was scarcity of food. So there was a variety of characteristics, then environmental pressure with scarcity of food, and then some of the birds were selected, natural selection, because they had a survival advantage. But here's the key point. So those birds already had long beaks before the drought. They didn't evolve into something new because of that. So it just changed who survived. Nothing evolved into something new. And the other classic example is the moths in New England. I'm from Los Angeles, and there they have a smog index. There's an LA basin, you can actually see the layers of smog. But during the Industrial Revolution, there was so much soot and smoke in the environment that literally changed the colors of the trees and the barks. So before the Industrial Revolution, most of the trees in that area had light color bark, and when there was a moth on it, it was difficult for the predators to see them, and they were camouflaged. But once the bark changed their color because of the smoke, then the moths that had dark wings were more difficult to see, and they had a survival advantage because the predators can't see them. But during all of this, there was moths that had both light and dark wings, so nothing evolved into something else. It's just the environmental pressure. In this case, it's not scarcity of food, but predation. Then you have a variety of characteristics, environmental pressure, and then some of the organisms or life forms have a survival advantage, and that creates natural selection. So that is true, we do see that. And adaptation is just a result of natural selection. The individuals that survive are uniquely adapted to thrive in their environment. And all of the features of life that we see in our world that God created, these have characteristics, skills, or features that allow them to thrive in their environment. So that evolution is not true, natural selection is true, and that's a critical difference to understand.